What is up, guys? This
Hey.
is RZPect here. Zach, how's it going, man?
Good, man.
Had a good week?
Yeah. This is different for us, right?
Something's a little different, right? Is it your hair? Is it...
I
Maybe I've gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah, no, I see the muscles.
Is that what it is?
No, it's this room.
We have something new for you guys. First off, as you can see, the new digs. We have the pops, we have the Batman symbol in the back of us. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, thanks to Gods and Monsters for letting us use their storage room, basically to film our video, which is going to be on our reaction towards Phillip Defranco's video.
We really love his content, and we watch it all the time, and we have our own discussions on what our opinions are on the topic, so we want to react to that and kind of, tell you our opinions.
Yeah, show you our reaction towards the videos. And if you want to see it, everything's going to be in a link description. Shouts out for him. He always uploads.
All the time.
daily,
It's great content. We want to give him all the credit. Hit it.
What's up, you beautiful? Hope you having a fantastic Friday. Welcome back to the Friday show. Now, for those of you that are new here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I like to talk about the news, world events, and then Friday, it's all about the conversation. Friday is where I look back to the last week, your responses to the videos, your comments, and then I comment back. But before we jump
watched
into
a lot
that,
of his videos throughout this week, so we can kind of guess what he's going to talk about.
Let's just knock this out of the way. In the past few months, we've talked about an individual by the name of Tariq Nasheed several times. And a lot of the time, it seems to be him calling people suspected white supremacists because they don't agree with him. One of the claims in the past few months was that going after Bill Cosby for all those rapes was racist, calling Cosby's black female accusers tokens, and in response to me covering these stories, calling him out, he has called me a suspected white supremacist. And then this week, it appears he created a website, a database called the SWS database, and it's essentially a list of suspected white supremacists. And
we guess. We can say Ben Shapiro, Milo Yiannopoulos.
Oh my
Let's go down the list. Crowder. Phillip Defranco.
People started sending this to me because we had just talked about Tariq. This almost seemed like a response to our coverage of he and Duray getting angry.
Yes, about the freaking Planet of the Apes.
One, it is incredibly concerning that someone would make a list like this because it looks like someone.
Plus, it's a reference to the first Planet of the Apes.
Exactly.
It's nothing to do with
race baiting. Stuff like this. This is the stuff that gets people hurt. Now, I understand because I've looked into Tariq.
And do you really think that a huge production like that is going to go out of their way to put, haha, this guy in their movie?
About one person?
I don't believe so.
No, only if he has
look at that.
The Elite Way, The Art of Macking, a book that reportedly tells men what to say word for word in order to get sex from women guaranteed. And he also wrote books for women like
Those things
The
don't
Art
work.
of
They
Gold
never
Digging.
work.
I'm just mentioning his past
The Art
here
of Gold
because he
Digging,
tried to use mine to negate what I'm saying now. Because after people realized that Tariq was pushing this website,
we need money, so
I mean, it'll all go through,
like
production.
a Nazi swastika.
Whatever,
As someone that sees racism everywhere, I don't know how he missed that. But then after all of that, he pushes out this clip from me, I think it's like 9 years ago. And if you've watched me in the past 2 years, I acknowledge how much of a stupid douchebag I was.
He was, yes, he does. He does
so
all
funny
the time.
Just saying anything I thought would get a reaction.
I'll give it to him because I've only hopped onto him recently. I don't know his past personality.
I mean,
a year.
About a year. I've been watching him, so
I do see his post thumbnail compared to now.
Like, I'm essentially a black guy because I like watermelon. It is so cringy, and there are people sharing it like, oh, Phil, this video leaked. What do you mean it leaked? It's on my channel. Once again, for those of you here, I do not run away from my stupid past. An actual comedian could have gotten those jokes to work, but my delivery is so horrible. It sounds like I actually believe the stupid bullshit.
I say this about every content creator. Your first projects compared to your last project,
complete difference.
And I don't even remember why I think that because it was so many years ago. In advance to all the oh my god, you're racist.
Just like even though we've been doing this for like 4 months, our old content is horrible compared to our newer stuff.
Go watch the Muscle Cream video.
Right there, I expressed that this is my attempt to make fun of blanket stereotypes. Stupid, they're
just checking to make
that
sure
version of me about a decade ago
nice.
sucked. I was a no-talent douchebag. But I keep those old videos up despite the fact that people periodically try to use my past against me.
Dude, I can't wait till we pop up and then people use our like old MySpace profile pictures.
I never even had a MySpace. Ever.
It's just gonna be me.
10 years ago, Phillip Defranco.
I've reposted it on Facebook if anyone wants to watch that.
If anyone wants to follow him on Facebook, it's Zach Lewis, and it's him.
A list and database of people who oppose his race baiting, helping to create a dangerous
Me, I'm
pulling
a camera.
Tariq goes after black people who don't agree with him and calls them tokens and coons, even when those people are rape victims and rape survivors. We could just go on and on with the
I feel like he's just throwing shade at this point. Yeah, like
let's see. Monday we had the China censorship crackdown. The cop
That's
shot
crazy.
2 dogs.
That pissed me off. Killing a dog because
the British MPs
that messed me up.
Trump Jr. story.
Oh, yeah.
you can easily watch that this dog was not being aggressive and the cop shot the dog anyway.
Wanted the show to go on. Well, do we know that for sure? I think he might be projecting
your
personal
feelings. The cop jumped over a fence because they thought,
or your thoughts of a true showman, what they would do. I don't personally know, Pedro. Maybe what you're saying is 100%
This is where
true.
that,
Maybe you would have just wanted everyone like hold off for a minute. But I would prefer that if I die, nothing else interesting happened for 24 hours. So that shit has to be news. Like if I die in a plane crash, there better fucking not be an actual celebrity on that plane. I need my name trending on Twitter at least 10 hours. I need people.
Cats' lives don't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, for real. They have 9 of them.
There goes 12 dislikes on me.
Dude, they have
that misogynistic white boy.
Accompanied by this token black kid.
China's censorship Isabel Mia wrote, I hate all these ignorant comments. Incest, sexual abuse, pedophilia, etc. will never be like homosexuality because homosexuality doesn't damage someone's life. If two people of the same gender loving one another is so terrible, then mind your own business.
Homosexuality?
It's clearly different, so no, it's
I
not
feel
in the same
like
category.
people can do what they want to do.
What China is doing.
I may have been raised a certain way to believe a certain belief, but I believe that everyone deserves to do whatever they want to do without being told they can't do it.
People are coming from. And based on the comments I saw in the video of people saying no, China should or can do this, it always seemed to come down to
I'm all in
for them, and that was either religion-based or what they said was values-based. WL wrote, I totally understand where China is coming from. They care about their values as a nation where heterosexual family is highly prioritized. Unless they are physically hurting or slaughtering all the gay people, there is nothing wrong with it. Gay people can move out of the country if they want to or live there. China is just an entity that chose not to promote same-sex relationships. Is that wrong? The US chose to give people guns and let them speak their minds. Is that wrong? Different countries, different views on the world. You have no right to tell anyone how to live their lives. China does not tell gay people to stop being gay or that you cannot be one. It just does not promote homosexuality within its 1.4 billion people country. That is all to it. So the first thing I'll say here is your argument of what countries allow, it's a little flawed.
Yeah, US, I agree with that.
Guns, let them speak their mind. And you made the comparison to what China does not allow, which is a takeaway, a negative.
I'll say this much.
Feeds my argument. And as far as different cultures,
not every country is fortunate enough to be like the United States.
Yeah, even though people feel like Trump is making everything different, it's not that different. I mean, stuff's different, but it's not like China, like where they're doing all this.
And the fact that you're
like, if you're gay, you're gonna whatever they're talking about.
And the censorship, Russia's doing a crackdown too.
Yeah,
of the internet.
And people are gonna say, "Oh, well, we're gonna be getting to that point." Well, it's not happening yet.
I was swiping, and then here's this advertisement about internet neutrality.
With another in a consensual manner.
I'm on Tinder.
Are you worried that you're going to catch it? How do you think being gay works? Do you think it's like cigarettes? You're gonna see it on TV and you're like, oh my god, I should try that, and now I'm addicted. Not even once. If you think that is a possibility, you need to take a long look in the mirror and figure out who you are on the inside. It's the same thing when people say being gay is a choice. If you think it's a choice, you need to take a break from speaking publicly and look within why you think that. But once again, that's my opinion. I feel like your argument is flawed, but we are who we are. And then let's talk about the Tuesday show. Tuesday we had Duray going after Planet of the Apes, the G20 protests, and Donald Trump Jr.'s emails and meetings. On the G20 protests, Lily Bohan wrote, I don't understand why people think it's bad to punch Nazis. Like if people like Richard Spencer advocate violence against minorities, why can't we fight back? It's the American thing to do. All the veterans that right-wingers talk so fondly about punch Nazis. And don't give me freedom of speech crap. Y'all love freedom of speech in the form of a left-wing protest, not some racist.
I saw Milo Yiannopoulos. I want to know what they're talking about him.
I imagine that you are mentioning Richard Spencer specifically because he, of course, was punched at that protest. In fact, he's been punched multiple times. And Lily, the reason I personally have a problem with the statement of punch a Nazi is that it feels like more and more people keep moving the goalposts as far as what a Nazi is. That idea that it is okay to physically assault someone because of something they said. That's okay. That's what leads to
you can have differences on an opinion, but as soon as you start getting physical,
you know what all that
yes, I do.
As soon as you get physical, you lose the argument. I don't care if you don't like it, you lose the argument as soon as you get physical.
You know what did the most damage to Milo Yiannopoulos? Him being allowed to open his mouth to say something that so many people found disgusting.
He's kind of.
I mentioned Milo here not because I'm saying he's
known for his.
And
you don't have to describe it.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
If you look at Richard Spencer's tweets, it looks like he hates Milo. And now just think about these people hurting themselves with their own words rather than violence against them. You have the same example with Richard Spencer. When Richard Spencer got attacked at a protest, all it did was make moderates go, hey, that's not right. But when Richard Spencer was allowed to speak, he spoke to that ballroom full of people and people started doing the Nazi salute. A lot of people end up just damaging themselves with their own arguments. I personally dislike Spencer. I find a lot of what he does and how he does it to be disgusting. But I'm not gonna further my cause, my argument, my point of view to the world by cheering on the assault of another person because of what they said. And then let's talk about Wednesday. Wednesday, we talked about net neutrality and everyone taking another stand. And the controversy and outrage around a viral video involving a 14-year-old girl and Winco loss prevention.
It was. Did you hear about that one?
There's another one too.
Did you hear that though? The girl, she stole a candy bar and then they held her down. She tried to get away and they're like forcefully holding her down. She's gonna get away. She stole something. She needs to suffer consequences. I think they were a little bit too aggressive. But what do you do? Just let the girl steal and then run away? Like,
but at the end of the day, she stole something.
Exactly. She stole something.
Yeah. So you dumb, slow, often fat, dumb, and slow. But unfortunately, our government isn't handling the thing.
You know, we're child friendly out here.
We're gonna be bleeping all these.
Why instead pull away the thing that
all
does
these
protect the
I'm gonna bleep that. I said and the we're gonna have, it's gonna be bleep.
The internet is such a big part of our lives that it should be considered a utility. So because of all that, I don't.
Well, we don't have to bleep it.
We just think that the government
gummy bear
is necessary.
What's your curse word?
Enable a predator-prey relationship.
Fudge nuggets.
Holy shit! The comments. I was looking for people to be like, to protect our internet, and then you see people arguing about stealing a candy. What the people? Like, do you have a sense of priority? Your Pornhub will be slow. How is that less significant than a stolen candy drama? Think of the porn, damn it. You won't even be able to get on to get off. Then, around that candy story, Ty G wrote, I'm a strong believer in the fact that resisting equals consequences. That said, sometimes it goes too far and the police or security can end up being the in the situation. Either way, it all started for one reason: you broke the law. Don't do that, and you can rest assured that you'll be safe and sound. Just an art parasite wrote, shoplifting is wrong, and people should be punished, but this is going way too far. The worst punishment for shoplifting is usually community service or something. There's no way something as small as a candy should not have a violent response like this. I'm imagining you're saying it should not have a violent response like this? Well, to that, Justin, I think you need to think of the order of how everything went down. From all the reports, it doesn't seem like she stole a candy bar and then they just threw her ass to the ground and dragged her around. Once again, it appears she was caught and questioned. She then tried to run away and physically attacked an employee. And then after that alleged assault, loss prevention tried to detain her. This situation stopped being about a candy bar the moment she went physical. That said, there were people in the comments that raised, I think, a very valid debate. Is the charge, is the penalty too much? Is the goal here to actually have her learn from this, or is it to punish her? Especially because in the United States, the recidivism rate is insanely high, especially for felons. Being a felon, it often puts them in a hole that is hard to scrape out of legitimately. And then finally, let's talk about Thursday. Thursday, we talked about the several rocks that
Kid Rock running for president, The Rock, right?
That was creepy. Controversy and the case of mistaken
identity. This is one that's relative.
I want to know both sides. I heard her side of the story, and if what she said is right,
I want to hear the
she's on the right. If what she said, but I want to hear the other side. Honestly, I heard her. I heard what she said, and I kind of believed it. The way she said it, she seemed like she was telling the truth. Jesus.
Guy Fieri. Because if we're gonna have a meme president, I want it to be at least the guy in charge of whatever the hell Flavor Town is. Waffles wins. Sorry, everyone else that submitted.
Dude, do you think Rock should be president?
He won me over with the explanation. On the Jet Blast Death Craze Lord 91.
It's like a yes or no question, and there's not even the defined answer.
No, I think no. I mean, I think a lot of people would say he'd be better than Trump. Yeah, but we don't want someone who's better than Trump. We want someone who knows what they're doing.
I think that should be the.
Yeah,
I don't think one person can decide.
Don't get another actor who you like on a television. Get someone who knows what they're doing. Like,
there's a sign that says,
I'm not gonna say the name because people would hate me.
And then you're like, that sign, I'm gonna run, and then you slip. That's on you, and it freaks me out that there are stories in this country that it's like
Ben Shapiro.
Oh, you like him? Oh wow, I didn't say that, but he said that.
Oh yeah,
people are gonna hate me because people don't like him.
You sent your kid over here. You knew the situation, or if you didn't, be a parent maybe. Or to an even greater level, I was having a conversation, well, more of a debate with someone recently. And they were trying to argue a point that a child molester is actually a victim of their own brain. My response to that was, roll respectfully. No. You can argue that someone's brain might be wired a different way, but if you act on something, you made a choice.
Yeah,
you did
exactly.
Something and you're personally responsible for it. You don't get to play a card like, my brain though. People need to be held accountable on the potential police assault story. Savage Sparkles writes, if the police
people are going to wonder why do I keep getting up. Our memory's almost full on this camera, so I'm trying to double check, make sure it doesn't die on us.
Someone who wasn't even committing a crime. Police need to be trained. They don't need to use that amount of force on someone who is defenseless. I don't really see why the amount of force was needed at all. Well, Sav, if I was to play devil's advocate, my argument would be based off of everything we've heard thus far. The police officers involved, if they were telling the truth, not the brightest bulbs. They were looking for a 30-year-old, 160-pound, 5'10"
exactly.
black man. Shaved head,
has nothing. Doesn't look like
anything like her.
Exactly.
And on top of that,
and they were like, "That's him." And then maybe when one of the officers already had the backpack, he went to grab
off
her
of
hand
what
to gain
the description was, and looking at her picture, could you assume any?
Because it's definitely him.
Nope.
This guy who's definitely not a
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Only thing they said was I think
female is gonna
she was
grab
wearing a
machete
white
and
tank
kill him,
top,
so I'm gonna punch her in
and
the
the
face
guy
and
was
stick
wearing
a
a
dog
white
up.
tank
From
top,
everything that has come
or
out
something
about
like
the
that.
story, it just
Okay, a lot of people wear
okay.
white tank tops.
Okay.
You need to
Tops
get
here.
more
That's actually
information
what
on
I'm going to
something
end
than to
today's show. I
just
wanna thank all of you
go
beautiful
off of
bastards
one
for
certain
another
thing.
There it goes.
fantastic week.
His
Whether you're just
picture
watching
to the
it,
side.
comment, you like, you
The
share,
Rock
you're part of
or
Defranco
Kid
Elite,
Rock.
and you help
You gotta-
us
you
out.
gotta-
We're doing
you gotta
it.
decide.
Thank you
Who is
a
he-
million
who you gonna
times.
be?
Thank you. I really couldn't
The
do
one
it
that's,
the way we
you know,
do it
just the
without
Rock
you.
or
Sure as
the
hell wouldn't
Kid.
be able to-
You decide.
Exactly.
least-
So that was our reaction. On future videos, we're going to have a lot more of our responses at the end of the video and talking about it towards each other, but this is kind of our first video. We don't have a lot of memory on our camera, so
And
we
not
just
so.
want to do it.
Just don't assume it's gonna be a 15-minute long video, just like this one.
No, we're going to cut it on our next video, but we want to thank Phillip Defranco for his content and allowing us to react to it.
Yeah. And Gods and Monsters for, you know, allowing us to do this in the back of their storage room. So.
These awesome digs. We love it. We love the whole look of it.